Welcome to my life.
Hey peeps, so after 30 years of serving in the Air Force, I retire. We had bought our dream home and I was on my way. We got here and there was no AC. We were dying. So this episode is all about the process of putting in new AC systems. So I found myself at a crossroads. What do? Do I put the same systems in again or do I upgrade? So follow along as I walk through this process. We have limited time because we need to get these AC replaced. But if we're going to upgrade and move to where we want the systems, which is in the basement, there's a lot of work to be done before they can install them. So follow along as we see this project through. So I found myself with a new dilemma. I had started putting foam board up years ago, and I just hadn't finished because I'm only working 2 weeks of the year or whatever. And so I need to get the foam board up on this wall, and I need to get the studs up before they put the run in down that wall. I just wouldn't be able to do it behind there after they put the vents in. And so in order to have the vents nice and tight against that wall and be able to frame those in later, I need to get this done. So we're coming along, getting the floor end, board in, nail it down. Started kind of putting the top headers in, and then we'll put the second header across, and then I'll start stabbing these back in. Trying to get down past that though, so I can get it done. Had to remove the plumbing. The lines, you can see that I have them off the wall. I had to get it off the wall because they were going right up. Everything was against the wall, and I wanted to put the foam in. So I'm up in the attic this morning, and I am trying to pull the AC lines. They won't pull through the wall. They're probably clamped to the studs inside the wall. And so I'm just going to cut them at the top. And it should still be enough cord to get me around to move the electrical to the other side, where I need to put in 2 boxes. 60 amp pulls is all I'm putting in. And then run those to the basement, where I can run the new cables out to the condensers. Or the units. So that's what I'm working on this morning. What a pain. I hate insulation. And no bolt cutters aren't the right tool for the job. This is what works. Gets me halfway through. I can line them in to get the rest of the way through. There we go. Let's get out of this hole. So as you can see, this and I hate insulation. Did I mention that? This side's a little nicer. It has like a subfloor here for these 2 AC units. You can't see the other one, but there's 2 of these here. This unit is the one that died, and then there was one in the basement, which I've already taken out. This one I'll take out, but probably in the winter. I'll just leave it up here. It's not bothering anything. That one down there is still running. We won't use it anymore for the house, but I'll take that, run the return to the garage. They already ran some AC units from this one, so the pipes are already here. I'll take this pipe, extend it on down, and connect it to the one that you saw above the garage. Connect that to that system, so I'll need a few more feet of box. And then that system will run just the garage by itself. It won't run all the time. I only run when I'm doing big projects out there or whatever. but it's good use of the machine. It probably won't last a couple more years, maybe if I'm not using it as much, but it does need to be run. It'll last longer. But I wanted to get this rest of this nastiness pulled to over here to where I'm going to put the box, which I got to kind of figure out what's above the laundry room, which I figure where that is. And then I'll put 2 boxes in here, and then I'll run that cable straight down into the basement. And then those will run, I'll have to run cable out from there, out to the other end of the building, the basement, the house. And then those will run the 2 units outside. Then I'll need to take the power out of here. It's an 8.3. It looks like an 8.2 and an 8.3. We'll check that out to make sure, but I'll take those 2 power lines out and then run those down that same hole into the basement, which will run the second AC handler inside. So that should be, once I get that done, it'll be all set up for them to come in and put the systems in. In Kentucky, they're a little slow. I had talked to them, it's been a couple weeks now that I've been home, and we found it not working the first day. They sent a guy out, said nothing was wrong with this system, just close this into the house up, which I already had done, and then they'd send a guy out for an estimate. Now I want Tranes. I should be doing 3-source supply, all that stuff, but I really want Tranes. I've done a lot of research on the internet. That's what I want. People that I want to use also do my father's, they do my neighbors, they do my sisters, both sisters' houses. They're really reliable. They're a little pricey. I mean, they're mid-range pricey. They do quality work though, and they have good maintenance, dude. So if they put the system in, and I want to train itself, so I think that's the right way to go. Anyway, all that being said, it took them forever to send a guy out to do an estimate. This guy came out, told me $60,000 for geothermal, which is what I wanted. That's to drill the wells and everything, but that $60,000 is ridiculous. When I price that out of my lifespan, I'll probably die at 84. Both of my grandfathers did. It's just not worth it. I would barely get a return on that. So then they quoted me the same size units, which I told them that the main room, our big living room, has a super high ceiling, and it doesn't keep up in the afternoon. And so I wanted a bigger system. But they came back with Trane XR17s, which is the bottom line. So I called them and I was like, "What in the world is this?" And they're like, "Well, we always quote the cheapest system, whatever, which I guess in theory is good. They're not trying to upsell you. You can look at it that way. And then they also quoted me 3.5-ton systems, which is what's on the house now, which on the one end is fine, but on the other end is not. And they did 2 systems with quad controls. So instead of having 3 systems running, 1 for the basement, 2 for the upstairs of the house, they moved it down to 2 systems with quad control, which I thought was stupid at first, but then I started reading on it. I think it's pretty smart, except for I'm not going to run an X14 or 14i machine on that. I want to jump that up. And so I want at least a 2-stage heat pump too, because in Kentucky we have 4 seasons, and a real good fall and a good spring, and to run a full speed would be unnecessary waste of money. So I think 2-speed would save us money over the time. I mean, when you're talking 3,400 square feet per floor, so 6,800 square feet is what this house is, and that's not including the garage, of course. Any way you look at it, it's expensive. So that's the whole premise behind this thing too. Is this very, very hot up here? If you can't see, I'm sweating, and it's a cool rainy day. And I want these machines down where it's cool. I don't want them in the attic. I will keep the returns up here. We'll drop those through the wall. They'll go down through that same laundry room where I run the cable. I'll wall that off so you never even know it's there. And then they'll bring the hot air from the upstairs, the top of these peaks of these big ceilings, and then returning the air in the floor. They'll have to cut in floor vents because right now everything's in the ceiling, but I don't like that. I think that's a lot of that coolness gets wasted on the way to the vent. So, and hopefully the sound works on this thing because I have no idea. Otherwise, I just wasted a lot of time. I'm gonna pull these cables. I'm dreading this part because I have to go behind there. I hate getting in insulation. I'm going into the insulation to tack those down. I can't go across these fiberboard boxes because that's all they are. They'll just crush. They're just nothing. Battery died. Made all the way through though. Ooh, just in time. Alright, we'll try this. My camera's been acting up lately, but we'll try this again. So I don't know what day this is. Been working on this for a couple days, I think. I got the wire out here. It's all run. Upstairs attic's done. All the boxes are in. These are the last two I gotta get in. Then I'll have service and do a little tacking inside for one other thing, and then I'll be done. Let's see if we can't film this real quick before the camera dies, or it keeps overheating. It's hotter than crap out here. There's the other heat advisory now sweating off, but there you go. There's my pad with my two boxes. 16 amp pull outs. Ready to go for the air conditioner to sit right there. So, project complete. Other than I got to put the AC in, of course. They sent me a quote today. I'll probably accept it. It's expensive as hell, but there you go. New AC units on this side of the house. Been an absolutely crazy week. The AC guys that showed up came a little earlier than they were going to, which is great. About a week. They showed up Tuesday, and they've been going for, I think this is the third day now. When you're retired, you don't know what day it is. But they've been going to town. I got my units in. I mean, they're not in, but I got them sitting here on the concrete pad that I built. Machines are huge. Everything I've seen on these XR17s are fantastic. So it's been a stressful week. A couple of things that we've disagreed on. Of course, they've changed for me. They have Christopher Smith's a great company. So each time they have changed or explained why we can't. And we've come to reasonable agreements on everything. So it's been good. I've had to move some plumbing. They've had to move some plumbing because they didn't see some and made a bad decision on where to place, and it was too late, so they had to move some plumbing. They were good about it. They just did it and never said a word about it. So price, the price they figured the cost is probably built in or whatever. Tomorrow we should have the far side of the house, the master bedroom side, fired up, hopefully. The thermostats are in, the wires are run, just the ductwork, but a couple more ducts to run, and then the main trunk has to be in on the left side of the house so they can run the copper to these machines, and then of course put the argon in it, hooked electric, and then so we should have a unit fired tomorrow, hopefully.
straight to the surface and then tape the foliage down at both sides.
One of the biggest coil machines.
Yeah, and this isn't your standard A coil either, it's an actual serpentine coil.
Yeah.
this is the size of the old system. So this is the laundry room where the vents returns are coming through and then going into the basement from above. I need to wall this in. This is a laundry room. It's only temporary. This is going to be actually just a freezer room when we're done, and it'll hold some of Melissa's pots and pans. So there you go. This is the room that the vents are in the wall. I just went ahead and redid the room, put new tile in, and she wanted a new color, so it's got a new color. And I built these shelves in there for her to put her stuff on. And of course, I removed the vent out of the ceiling in this room since I was doing drywall in here anyway. And so this room is complete. It's all done up. There you go. Can't see the ducts are in there now. So they finished, and the systems are in now. And it's actually been about 6 months since they put them in. And I'm loving these machines. They push the air through this house. A house this size really needs systems this size. The system that we started with was really too small, but I'm loving them. They're awesome. You can see them. They're huge. I mean, I'm 6'3". They're good size systems, and they push air. You can see they're controlled. It's quad zonings. They're controlled with those controllers, control dampeners, and the dampeners open and close basement and upstairs off one system, and then other side of the basement and the other side of the upstairs off the other systems. Overpressure systems put in. I mean, I'm just loving them. It's an awesome machine. I'm glad I got this done. Oh, it's so nice to have cool air again. y'all help me out and like and subscribe to my channel, Shots Life, on YouTube.